The North. Known for its industry, hard-working and innovative people, we are the engineers of the past and always look for solutions for the future. Our Creative North wants to celebrate that and show the world what we can do.
Welcome to another episode of Our Creative North, the show that celebrates the creative and digital media sector right here in the north of England. Today's show is all about gaming, and we're not talking about Monopoly or Risk, we're talking about digital gaming. One thing that our region is great at doing. We send two of our pioneers out to go and meet some gaming companies and also go to a games convention, and we find out all about the industry and how it's helping this region. First we meet Ryan, our creative pioneer, and we've sent him off to Middlesbrough.
And once again, we send another pioneer into the creative wilderness. This time it's Ryan, who's 19 and from South Shields. And he goes to Robo Pixel Games in Middlesbrough.
Hi, my name is Ryan Nicholson and I am the Creative Pioneer going to Robo Pixel Games.
I'm James Batten and I'm the Art Director of Robo Pixel Games. Hello there.
Alright.
I'm James.
Nice to meet you. I'm Ryan.
Welcome to Robo Pixel Games.
Interestingly, the computer games industry is actually worth more than the movie industry, though not worth more than the voiceover industry, which is quite prolific.
Well, this is Andy, and he's our lead programmer.
I'm Andrew Burnett, and my role is project leader.
So what do you do as a lead programmer?
I design the game, I create the rules of the game, and I create the program that makes those rules play out and make the game actually play and actually move.
Excellent.
This is Elliot, he's our Managing Director.
My name's Elliot Oldham and I'm the Managing Director of Robo Pixel Games.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
So what does the Managing Director do for games industry?
Well, I'm the one that talks to all the clients and gets all the deals for the company as we try and outsource most of our artwork when we're doing that kind of work. When I'm not doing that, I'm also doing all of the other artistic stuff for the game, such as designing all the assets.
And this is Jonathan, he's our Creative Director.
So what do you do as a Creative Director?
I'm essentially the lead artist and animator for everything that we do and everything that will appear in the game.
Oh, excellent.
So could you tell us a little bit about your history with games design?
Yeah, absolutely. I took up a game design course back in 2012 with Gateshead College. First year, I mainly sort of stuck with the design aspect rather than the programming. When I came to the second year, I started doing a project with a couple of other students. After college, I spoke with a couple of lads from college and we started a new project. It was going all right, but it just started to fall apart. I think the reason it fell through is due to the lack of structure. The game idea was way too ambitious. It was far too big. Like the project itself, the size of it, along with the fact that we all had different schedules, it just wasn't going to work.
I've seen quite a lot of games industry things, especially when you're starting up. The working on the games is generally a part-time thing until you can make it more permanent. But yeah, it just happens sometimes.
And Ryan now has a hand at designing a level for Robo Pixel Games.
Okay, so Ryan, what I'm going to do is I'll take you through our design process. The game that we're designing is a 2D platformer, so we can just use a nice gridded piece of paper to design something out quite simply, and then we'll take you on and show you how we build it in the games engine that we've been using. So what we do at the start is essentially just draw out the rough shape of the level that we want. So we'll work out what platforms we need, where there's going to be bits of platform that we can fall through, where there are going to be jumping puzzles and such. So this is like the really most basic level that you could possibly design. So let's do that. We'll have a little bit of a cave thing here. And that's one of the simplest levels that you could have.
I realise the design area of game development is really detailed. When I was doing it with the group, we tried rushing through it just so we can get to the technical aspect. But the amount of detail they put into one level, it's just insane.
This is another one. It's quite a simple level, and how you'd design it is you'd progress it to make it slightly harder, slightly harder, slightly harder, and then something a bit more like this. And so after we've done this stage, then we take it over to Andy so we can implement it.
Oh, excellent. That one level alone had so much design on it, like so much like detail and design on it, than the game I was working on, like in general, and that was meant to be an open world game I was working on.
Okay, so this is the communal board that we have.
We put map first before we did story, so we didn't take into consideration how missions would play out. We would just go, okay, let's design the map and then do story missions like around the map. But they do it the opposite way around. They make the story and then make the map around it. But the game they're doing is very gameplay centric, so you know, the detail again that they put in, it's fantastic. The process as well. Right, so I've got this design. How'd you take it from paper and just actually make it into the game?
Okay. The first thing we need to do is load up the level editor, which is built into the game. And if we run it, it'll load like that. Nothing's going on. So if I just put a player in, there's nothing for him to interact with. We'll run the level and he'll kind of fall like that. So what we need to do is add tiles, and the game's engine will automatically choose the right tile to appear so that we've got the edge of the bricks around the central block of red. Usually there'll be a bit of chucking together just layouts, chucking monsters in, making them play. That doesn't take very long. That's one of the things that's also nice about 2D, because if you've done 3D, you know how long 3D takes. In this case, yeah, it is just a grid and we draw stuff out and then we put objects on them with properties and they do things, but you've still got the problem again of the fine-tuning element.
I've always known that Unity was very impressive for a free piece of software. It's a very fantastic and beautiful looking engine. But I had no idea that you could make 2D games within a 3D engine, and the process they do it in by having these sprites on a 3D plane with fixed camera, it's insane. I honestly didn't know you could do that.
Let's say I'm shooting bullets, as you can see, like that. Now, and I can pause the game in the Unity engine, like that. And this is the level as Unity perceives it, and it's now paused. And as you can see that there's all the objects are just these individual static sprites, like that. And they're all ultimately very flattened together to create an orthographic image of 2D, but they're actually placed in 3D for the draw. We construct those static images out of these little predefined little sprites, and then the code which dictates the behaviour. If I hit this button, it will step to the next frame, like that.
Oh, right, so it's like frame by frame.
Yeah, so this is, I'm seeing frame by frame, and you can see that the bullets are hitting guys and turning them white, like that. And if I just pause it a bit, you'll see that guy turns white because he was hit. Ultimately within here, there is this function which is called touch damage. So the bullet is something that does damage.
Definitely I could use more experience on the Unity engine, sort of get myself into the technical aspect more so than the design aspect. But using a 2D interface for actually designing a level, it's actually really simplistic how they've done it. So, like, I sort of felt a little bit in a safe zone, if I'm being honest.
Click on entities. These are all the objects, and then you want to add an entity. So we want to put the first one in, which is player start, and then just click somewhere in the world.
When actually designing the levels layout, it was as simple as just like choosing a paintbrush and painting over certain like blocks, and that'll design your platforms, it'll design your backgrounds. They'll even provides like a style of what block you want to use. So if you want to use like a desert block, you can use a desert block. If you wanted to use like a jungle block, you can use a jungle block.
Click add again, and then say, I was suggesting a grunt would be the simplest type anyway.
Grunt.
Yeah. It's just a doobie grunt.
So if I was starting like a new grunt now, would that like automatically like have the command to like go for the player rather than the draw?
It would use its default if you had a new one, which is to pursue the player. It's attempt to pursue the player.
Alright, and it would see if it just had a brand new class. Game engines in general are essentially what you build the game in. That's where you actually build your maps, that's where you add your mechanics and code certain scripted events. I believe the Unity engine is a fantastic engine. I believe it's the future in terms of gaming.
We'll come back to Ryan later on in the show. Now after the break, we sent Ben to a gaming exhibition at the Centre for Life. See you then.
Hi, I'm Ben Irvine, and I'm here at Game On 2.0 at the Centre for Life. And I'm really excited to try out some of the games that they've got on offer here. Let's go have a look around.
So our business of the week isn't actually a business. We sent young Ben to the Game On 2.0 exhibition at the Life Centre in Newcastle.
So I'm here with Amy Patterson, who is the Communications Graduate Trainee. How busy has it been so far?
It's been very busy. I mean, with any new exhibition, you're never sure how it's going to go off, but we've had a really positive reaction and it's been fun, it's been full.
Has there been any times when it's been totally hectic busy?
I would say the first week, the launch week was crazy. There's a few queues for the games, but everyone's taken it in really good spirits, they're all playing along quite nicely.
So, have you had a go at any of them so far?
I have had a go, of course I've had a go, you have to, don't you? Most of the staff have had a sneaky go.
Really?
Yeah.
So what's your favourite one on offer?
I'd have to say Donkey Kong, purely because it's so retro and it reminds me of being younger. And it's the sort of thing that you can't get completely good at, you have to keep trying.
I see. I've had a quick go of Mario Kart.
Love Mario Kart.
Came second, didn't win.
No.
But it's a blast from the past, definitely.
That's the thing. I mean, what's been really nice about the exhibition, we've had parents teaching their children how to use games from their youth and vice versa. So it's such an intergenerational thing, it's really nice to see.
Ranging from Pong, which is literally 3 things on screen at once, to games on the PlayStation 4, which is Explosions 3D.
Of course.
You really are showing the history.
We've got very much history, and it's exciting to look at the future too. We have virtual technology such as the Oculus Rift, which is not available anywhere at the moment, and you can have a go at it right here. Really? And it is mind-blowing to see how far the games have come.
It's an easy job this, isn't it? Just getting to play games. I wonder what he gets paid.
So I've come over to Andy Buck, who is the Senior Graphics Programmer at Ubisoft Reflections. How long have you yourself worked for Ubisoft Reflections?
Okay, so I've been at Ubisoft for a couple of years, but I've been in the games industry for nearly 15 years now. Worked on all sorts of projects, ranging all the way down to the PS1, all the way up to modern platforms. These days I work as a Senior Graphics Programmer, as you said, so I'm a Senior Programmer on the Go Home project, which is the last one that we worked on.
So what is Go Home?
Okay, Go Home is a project that started as an experiment in optimising our production pipeline, so that we could get ideas for gameplay mechanics into the world more quickly. So one of our more technically minded guys did a little bit of work creating some procedural animation technology that basically simulates a biped, basically simulates a character, does all his physics for standing him up and moves his hands around, lets him interact with the world and grab stuff. So he did that, and he worked from there. He was given a little bit of time to work a little bit more by his leads, by the producers. When they saw that he'd got an idea that was good, he got given, say, a day or two a week rather than working full time on a particular project. He got his idea and he progressed it, and then eventually he got to a point where he said, okay, I've taken this as far as I can, and this is what we've got. This is the character I've created. We sort of looked at this and thought, well, we can't really, develop the next Assassin's Creed or something with this technology. But maybe we could instead turn it on its head. Maybe we could make a game around this character. And we set about making a game that would suit this character. So keeping it nice and small, really keeping the focus on that kind of creative drive, that the small teams can develop. And we basically turned it into Grow Home in the course of about 8 months.
So for people who want to get their hands on Grow Home, where could they get it?
It's the easiest place is Steam. It's available right now. Grab hold of it, climb around, explore, enjoy.
So how come you yourself came to work for Reflections in the North East?
There's a few really high-profile game developers in the North East already. Reflections is a real kind of shining light in that. I've worked my way around the area, working in other studios and on other projects. But prior to that, I came from from the university in Middlesbrough, where they already have a really strong computer science department, and they have really good focus on developing the skills needed for game development. So we've already got this nice flow of talent coming out of local universities. So Northumbria University, also really good, really strong source of talent and skills. So it seems only reasonable that highly skilled development can be done in the northeast better than than it could be done elsewhere.
So, what are some of the biggest games that Ubisoft Reflections have worked on?
Okay, so obviously Reflections is well known for the driver series. With Ubisoft, it works in partnership, bringing some of that driving technology into games like The Crew or Watch Dogs. We've been working on Just Dance, and most recently we've been bringing a lot of our expertise again onto Division, Tom Clancy's Division.
What do you think of events like these, with all these different games?
Oh, this sort of event is amazing, really. It really allows everybody to get a better understanding of the heritage of the games industry itself. And now, I mean, a lot of these are so old that they won't run on modern platforms. This is really the only place you like to be able to come and get your hands on Pong or, Arkanoid or whatever. This is real kind of gaming history, as it were. And
does it feel good to sort of see your game being shown as like Nintendo and Microsoft?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of humbling, right?
Well, Andy, it's been absolutely brilliant to talk to you and find out all about Reflections.
Brilliant.
So, thank you very much.
Thanks, really good.
So there we go, Game 1 2.0. I've had a great day and it's been really informative about some of the games that have been around for decades that I've never had a chance to play. And if you want to, it's open until the 1st of November, so get yourself down.
And for a recap, we sent Ryan, a young 19-year-old from South Shields, down to Robo Pixel Games in Middlesbrough.
To do Robo Pixel, I've learned that you've got to put a lot more detail into the design process. Working on a 3D game and then seeing that much effort put into like a 2D game has really sort of opened my eyes.
If you tap the left trigger, it'll fire a grenade, and if you tap it again, it'll blow it up. Okay. And that's the really, really basic control system for the game. So if we just wander through here, we'll start it off.
The experience there has just sort of gave me the motivation to actually start it up again.
In the demo, we need to kind of ramp up the difficulty quite quickly so that the players can get a good example of what the game actually plays like later on.
So my main goal is to one day eventually release the game on Steam. What I probably will do to start off with though is put the other idea on the shelf for being a bit ambitious and work on something smaller. I feel as though I'm ready to jump back into the industry, see where to go from there, hopefully get somewhere now.
Some people, when they're growing up, they want to be a footballer. Some people play loads of games, and I just really wanted to make them because I've always been quite artistic.
I just really like games, I guess. I had been playing games, particularly on the PC, since, the 90s. I didn't actually realise that it was actually possible to get a career in that kind of thing. I started university purely on computer science, and then I changed to something more games orientated.
Well, it is a difficult industry to get into, and so after graduating at the university, we came out, and a couple of people were fortunate to find jobs, but for some, like myself, it was quite difficult. So I got together with a friend of mine who was he was also setting up his own company, and he suggested that I do something similar. And so we made a bid for a space in here, and we were fortunate enough to get one, really.
Just before I went to university, a lot of games courses started opening up in England, so I came here to Teessides to study it.
It is very gratifying, or different statements are gratifying in different ways. It's obviously gratifying when someone says it's really good. What is more gratifying to me is when someone identifies a specific thing about it that you had, spent a lot of time on.
So being able to take this game that we've got and pass it around to people, and the feedback that we've got of it is fantastic. For them to say, this is a great game, I can't wait for it to be released, I really want to see more to it. It gives you that amazing buzz. Seeing people have a good, fun time and laughing about it with friends, it still makes me smile.
And that's another episode over for our Creative North. Now over to Rob.
Our Creative North, showing that we do have a thriving gaming industry right up here in the north of England. Now, if you're interested in gaming, or if you're a business wanting to get involved with the show, or maybe a young person looking for a job, please visit our website, creativenorth.org, and we'll see you then.